right, everyone. Welcome to Otaku About It, the podcast where we talk about any and everything in otaku culture. I'm your host, Shelby, and sadly Lawrence is not here today, but I have some very special guests with me.
I'm Meili, or Deka-chan on Instagram.
Hi. And I'm Chi Kuri on Instagram.
Also Fetchy_0226.
And I'm Eric, Spicy Dinosaur _cosplay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi.
So, welcome, guys.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So, today we're going to talk about a very heated topic. Anime versus manga. Which is better?
Dun dun dun.
And disclaimer to anyone listening, we are just giving our opinions on the matter. It's very subjective, so whatever you believe in, you have the right to believe in that. You don't have to agree with what we say or anything, but we just kind of want to give our thoughts. So
Agree with me.
opening up the floor. Yeah.
Meili said that.
What are your guys' thoughts?
Should we establish sides?
Should
If like, hi, I'm Chi and I side with.
What
If
do
you want to.
side
Well, I
with?
don't know what
Yeah.
I will go
What do you
last.
side
But then everyone's gonna affect your opinion.
Yeah, Chi, we know who you are.
So I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
If you want to.
But it depends so much.
It does, honestly.
Yeah. Because you see what happened to Ajin.
Who?
To what?
Ajin.
Ajin, the Netflix?
Yeah, like compare Ajin and like Haikyuu. How hard it is for me to decide. That's how hard it is for me to decide. Ajin and Haikyuu situation.
Well, what do you mean?
Because Ajin was like super awesome to read, and then the animation style wasn't my cup of tea, so I didn't like it that much. And then Haikyuu, I don't read it, but like the animation is like the best.
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Haikyuu is one of the few mangas that I've read, actually. But I feel like, personally, with like sports manga or anime sports stories, I feel like anime is better because then you have the motion.
Yeah, you have to
That's
see
true.
it play
That's
through.
very true.
Yeah.
I like Slam Dunk's manga better, though.
Wow.
Oh.
There was just so much power on every page.
Oh,
Whereas
yes.
with Haikyuu, I honestly think because the manga artist, he makes so much money now. He's like, whatever. And his art doesn't get better. And that's why you can't follow along. Because you're just like, is this even Hinata anymore?
Oh. Yeah.
So you think the art plays a difference?
Yeah.
The style.
Especially with like anime. Because if it deviates too much from the original art, or if they were just didn't have budget or stuff like that, then you're just like, what is this? It's pretty obvious you skip frames here.
Well, I mean,
I can't
okay.
enjoy this.
Okay, you said the whole budget thing. They had, for example, Boku no Hero Academia, the episode where they rescue Bakugo.
Wait. What spoiler disclaimer here?
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
Oh, it's been animated.
It's been
Some
animated.
people
But
haven't watched
I don't
it
know.
yet.
When we were talking with Steph, there's like a unspoken like year rule. Like if it's been out for a year, you can talk
okay,
about
but-
it.
Okay, but that scene
Some
was
people still
butchered
have
as
not
fuck.
seen it. So,
Okay.
but okay, continue.
Okay,
Go.
so that scene, she said budget, plays a big role into it.
That wasn't just budget.
Budget was definitely in there, but he like flew like 50
That
stories
wasn't just
and
budget.
then like.
Oh,
like,
is this where he does the like Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Like flying through the air.
That was not. That wasn't.
I see it in my
That wasn't in the manga. In the manga,
Wonderland.
it looked like he maybe went up like 4 stories and grabbed
Like
onto
300
them there, and they went. But in the anime, he kind of like went like 20 stories.
Yeah, he went like.
It's
He
like,
went
did I even
20
realize?
stories, and then he like just flew like a mile or two past, and it's just
Yeah.
like at that point you could have done it yourself, bro. Like that doesn't.
Yeah, he could have just flown away.
He basically turned into like
So
All Might.
directing choices, budget, because that was terrible. I
Manga
like,
was
what the
way
fuck?
better at that in that part.
Oh,
I'll give
Boku
him
no
that.
Hero, I like reading it a little more.
See, for me, I like
Definitely.
watching it
I like watching it more.
I don't
because
watch
then
it.
you get the music and like
Oh, the music is good.
the tone of voice. You get to like
Oh, actually,
understand
the voice is
the message.
No, I think I just like it too much. Like, I like the manga way too much. That if they butcher something in the anime, I will nail them down for it. I'm like, what did you just do here?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, like
So-
like panel for panel, or
Like some of the.
just like main.
This is also going to be spoilers though. Like Kami with her nakedness in the
Oh yeah.
anime.
Yeah.
It
Oh, it
looked
didn't
weird
happen
as
in the
hell.
anime?
It's,
She wasn't. She wasn't naked. She was
Just
just.
goopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked weird.
It looked like she was wearing a white bodysuit.
And it didn't look
Yeah.
cool. It didn't look cool.
No, that's true. But I mean, still, I think you get to. I actually no. What did you read for, or what medium did you go through first with? Like, let's say My Hero,
I always go through the manga first.
through the manga first. So then, don't you think that biases you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because then you like already have something to compare it to when you're watching the anime, rather than just seeing something new and fresh for like the first time.
Another issue is I think Horikoshi's art style is really hard to channel into animation. Because I was comparing panels just the other day, and I was like, this Deku's cuter.
You have a lot of
than
time
this
on your hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, Meili is a Boku no Hero enthusiast.
Well, yeah.
Super fan, you will.
You know, so that's how I feel about it.
We should like not stay in the Boku no Hero.
Okay,
realm.
well, we can talk
Yeah.
more about. Wait, mention that thing about how it's slower.
Oh yeah. So like when I read manga, it's like really intense, and you feel like, oh my god, like this sick and everything. You kind of read it, and you have like a mental pace. So then when you watch it, sometimes in action that they do is lagged out for so long, and you're just like,
Are we talking like Dragon Ball Z? Where they're
or like One Piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
Piece. Okay, let's
like,
go there.
One episode is like 2 pages.
That's true.
It's how slow it
I do think
Basically.
it is if you want to get through like a story, like if you're like One Piece, where you're like I only watched maybe 80 episodes, but there's like
800.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if I wanted to actually catch up, I would definitely go to the manga
Right.
because you can like pace yourself way faster.
And you can do it basically whenever you can. You could be in public just reading it.
Well, I mean, you can watch anime in public. Like when I go to the gym, like on my cardio sessions, that's when I watch like all my anime.
Maybe shonen anime just doesn't cut it for me.
So
They always
shonen.
because they have like fillers.
Oh,
They do their own thing, and then
Well,
suddenly
there's fillers
it's like
in manga
500.
too.
But if it's like a shoujo anime, I can dig that.
You're like, oh, extra
Because there's a
content,
storyline
thank
to
you.
follow, you know. But shonen is so there's
Out
so
of-
much going on.
But you do have to think that
Wait,
sometimes.
have you seen Shaman King?
No. I
No. Okay.
Have you
So in the stupid anime,
haven't.
no, I watched the anime first too. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But in the anime, they had to go to this village as part of their quest, and it was like 20, 30 episodes, I don't know how many episodes, of just them trying to get there. And that doesn't even happen in the manga. And I'm like, are they there yet? They're still not there yet? Next episode, they're not there yet? And I got like so irritated, and then I read the manga and was like, oh, they're there!
You like start episode 1, next page, episode 32. You're like,
Yeah.
No, but Gekkan Shoujo no Zaki, do you like the anime or manga better?
Oh shoot.
Because that one, I like both better.
I
like
like
okay.
both.
I like
what's
both.
the
Same with Wotakoi. Wait, actually, Wotakoi anime is a little slower. Is
Yeah,
it?
it's slower.
Yeah.
It's slower.
And when we say slower, it's like even their movements. You know, right? Like their action.
So like, get to the point.
Like you're gonna go grab a cup, but it's like,
They can't see.
well, I just
So
moved my arm really
she
slow.
slowly bends her arm.
She was demonstrating slow motion. I mean, I guess so.
But Gekkan Shoujo is like the 4-panel. type,
Oh, it
right?
is. It is. Yeah.
4-panel manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that translates really well because it's a comedy 4-panel.
Well, how do they? I don't know what anime or
It's
that
like
is.
comedy. It's not even completely
Romance?
shoujo.
It's actually a shonen.
Really?
Yeah, it's
What the heck? Really?
Dude.
Well, I feel like if it, from my understanding, if it's 4 panels, then you have a lot more room for interpretation.
Yeah, maybe that's why. So,
So then you're
complain
not.
about.
You're not like.
Less
Oh,
to
well, they
complain
skipped
about.
this
Yeah,
part.
yeah, less to complain about.
Yeah, like a lot.
So there are things that the anime adds to to their, well, not interpretation, but when it gets changed from manga to anime, the anime sometimes adds more to it. Do you think that's okay or not okay?
Like if what they add to anime is canon, or if it's like, are you talking about like if they alter the story, or if they just like add in details?
Add in details.
Sounds
Like,
it's
oh,
getting
his parents'
towards
name is
Full Metal.
John, or small things.
Small things? I enjoy small things.
But if it's too much of a
Like,
change,
back to My Hero.
because that's all you know.
But like
Yeah.
they did more classroom interactions between like Mina and Suyu and
yeah.
stuff, and it's really small things that wouldn't affect the storyline at all. But it's like I want to see that
Because it adds to their character development.
the
unless they do something that's out of character, and I'm like, the fuck, she would never say that.
Okay, the thing that what was in my head right now was in the manga. We're gonna go back to Boku no Hero Academia.
Oh, you already did.
Sorry.
Again, spoiler alert. When Bakugo, Kishima, and Denki fight Shishikura,
I haven't watched that yet.
Kishima is basically just a meatball already at the beginning.
Yes.
But in the show, you see them walking up, and then you see
Oh yeah.
He like dives in front of
Kishima pushes Bakugo out of the way. And
Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Oh no.
I'm busy being in Asia.
so yeah, in that sense, he kind of like, that's added to the anime that wasn't in the manga. Is that okay? Do you guys think?
I think it's okay.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, since I'm such a manga, this is canon thing.
Yeah.
But I think little things like that's still cute too.
But see, I think with anime, you can help bridge the gap between panels.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if
but
like,
who wrote that? That's the problem. Like,
Yeah,
who
that's
decided that?
I always wonder that.
yeah. Like,
I think
is
it's
the
just the studio who does
Well, then why should I listen to the studio?
it. Well, some studios like work with the authors. Like I know
That's
on like
true.
Ancient Magus Bride.
if that's the case, then I think that it's perfectly fine. If they don't work with the authors, I feel like that's kind of sketchy.
Well, it's like novels. Like the mangaka never really does anything with the novels, but they're still like side material.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
When they have spin-off novels, the mangaka typically never has a say in what happens in the novels.
Spin-offs of the manga.
They're not really spin-offs. They're supposed to be like little add-ons.
Is it like
the story.
American versions?
Have you never seen the Hero Academia novels?
I have not.
Damn, never mind. Y'all.
Wait, which one?
See, none of us have.
Wait,
You
what are
guys
we talking
don't know there's a novel for My Hero Academia?
about?
I had to translate one of the chapters at one point too.
Hey.
Because for my
Nice.
fandom, what do you think?
Look at you.
No, you must know.
What?
Well, so is that written by Horikoshi?
It's not. That's the problem.
So then does it count?
We don't know though.
Oh, is it
because-
Smash?
No, Smash does not count. That's a gag thing.
Okay, I had no idea what Smash was. I was
Smash
always
is
confused.
just-
Is it the heroes or villains?
Oh, the Vigilantes?
There we go.
Oh,
Vigilante.
that looks cool.
I'm talking about the
I don't know.
actual novel.
Like it's just words.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
words. The
Well,
novel-
okay,
That's
okay.
weird.
On that with manga, if it has a spin-off but it's not by the same author, then does it still count?
I don't think it does.
Probably not. I have to agree with her.
It stays with the original.
So then, if the anime doesn't work with the author, does it still count as the same story? If what you're
You
saying
mean if they
is,
branch off?
Yeah.
yeah, if they branch off on the story,
Then no. It's
like
the
say
same.
like I think one of the biggest problems with animes, like I mean I'm personally for anime just because I love that immersion experience that you get
Yes.
with like the
yes.
music and like hearing it.
The seiyus, just
Yeah,
like
and,
going
like,
through it.
But
Except
if
when they sound bad.
the
Except when they sell bad.
if the anime is like caught up to the manga and they like, well, we need episodes, so they just go
No,
off on their own.
I think that's bullshit. Because I got burned like that.
What if it's like for example Naruto? They got caught up all the freaking time, and they'd just be like, okay, let's throw in some filler and like their interactions and everything and like side stories, like, but it doesn't really play into the actual story. It's just like a kind of like alternate universe kind of thing.
kind of, yeah.
I would see it as its own source material. Different from...
Like just as like a fan.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I feel
wouldn't
like
take
that's
it
like
seriously.
fan fiction.
well, not fan fiction because they're animating it, but like, I guess.
Like an alternate universe type
Yeah,
thing.
AU.
Because with Pandora Hearts, I was mad into that manga, and they came out with an anime. but they changed because they caught up. So they made their own ending. That made no sense whatsoever. Didn't wrap anything and just ended it. And I was
Yeah,
like,
well, that's the one downside I think of
anime.
anime is that with endings, like if you look at like maybe Darling in the Franxx, like like if they try and do the ending on their own, it usually just turns out like crap.
Full
Yeah.
Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist, like
God.
Right, some people actually really like the 03 version. Although I think that's just nausea and like nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Nostalgia. Like nausea.
I was literally talking to a
I
friend
think that's
about
what it
that.
is.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh yeah, no, I like the Full Metal Alchemist, the original version better because the feel of it is so 90s." I'm like, I dig that, but towards the end, you could tell that they were grasping at straws.
I tried rewatching it after Brotherhood and everything, and I was like, oh my god, I can never
Like the
watch
original?
this again. Yeah.
yeah, same.
Yeah,
I was like, no, it was still very good. And then I watched it and was like, oh god, no, this is terrible. So,
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about when they like make their own endings, because then
did Soul Eater do the same thing? I'm not sure. I've always been curious about that. I've always wanted to read the manga.
didn't Hunter x Hunter do that too? Like, because they like caught up and everything. I don't know.
I think Hunter x
If
Hunter.
any of you
just
guys
caught
know,
up,
leave
just-
us a comment and like correct us.
I don't
please.
remember. Because they rebooted Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they
yeah.
keep rebooting it, but
I just want them to continue it.
They
continuing.
But yeah, Soul Eater with a whole, what is it? Courage punch. She's like, she has courage, so she beats the guy with a punch. I was always like curious if like it went a different way in the manga. I wonder if it went a different way and like they beat him in a different way and like it kept going differently. I don't know.
What do you?
It also depends on where the anime, like what their intentions were in making that anime. Sometimes they make season 1 just to make you go read the manga. And then they stop.
What the heck?
Really?
They do that.
Like they do
it
it just
works
because
for
it's
me.
like popular, or because like it's like a sales strategy.
It's a sales strategy to introduce you to the manga, and they just never plan on making a season 2.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
That's how I did it with My Hero Academia.
That is
actually.
also a downside of anime, I think, is because if they don't get enough like merchandise sales or revenues or anything from,
just stop.
yeah, you don't get a second season, and then you're
Bleach.
just continuously waiting. You never know what happens after that.
Read the manga.
Yeah, unless you go to
the
the manga.
manga.
I don't know, because for me, like, you don't get the same impact from things, like from sayings or
Yeah.
like intense moments, because you're just reading it.
Well, maybe you need a bigger imagination.
Wow. Chill.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I see that. Also, when you're reading the manga, it like kind of like one panel will flow over into another panel, and since it's black and white, you sometimes can't differentiate very well between what's going on.
That's true. It is.
What?
I think depending on how the artist draws it, sometimes you can't even tell what's going on in a panel.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Like if you like think like Attack on Titan, like
Okay, Attack on
I tried reading the manga, but I just got so confused and so lost because they all kind of look the same and like.
Yeah, wait, am I
That's
still
an
reading
art
in the right
problem.
direction?
Yeah.
But in the anime, I feel like I can follow along with the
I hate that
Storyline.
animation so much.
more.
You hate the animation of
Really?
Attack on Titan, it looks so too outlined for my.
Oh.
We kind of talked about, Lawrence and I talked about that on one of our episodes.
on Titan?
No, just how art style or like animation style can kind of draw you, like turn you away from an anime.
Right.
Because you have to like get over that first before you can actually like enjoy
Right.
the
I get
storyline.
pretty turned off from anime when it's like, no, I am a gay male, so whenever I see girls like, breathing and their boobs just jiggling,
High School of the Dead.
that just, yeah, exactly. I haven't watched that for that reason.
That's true. And
It's
you
like,
don't
why
get
are you
that
fighting
in
zombies
manga.
in a
And sometimes
bikini?
it's even more intense in manga.
Yeah.
Prison school. I didn't watch it.
No, that's weird to me because I loved Kill la Kill, and Kill la Kill is literally like wedgie to death every time they
Yeah, I
transform.
keep forgetting that was like really fancy.
But it was like such a good story in my opinion that was just, I looked past it.
I just wanted to know actually read One Punch Man.
Not me.
Not me.
Shame on all of you.
I know.
Is it good?
Yeah, One Punch Man.
Is it better than the anime?
I don't know.
Anime's
Do you know
so
the
weird.
story about One Punch Man? How it was made?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
it used to
So
be like
cute.
some guy who
It was like the
doesn't...
crappiest.
You told me
anime.
about it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some guy who couldn't draw did One Punch Man.
Yeah.
And
They used to look like eggs.
like really bad, but
Yeah.
he did it anyways because he liked it. And then somebody read it and really liked the idea, so they picked it up.
Yeah.
And that's how it
That's
really
nice.
formed.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue.
So the one that you read was the one that got picked up, or the one before that?
Yeah. Because if you look at the original,
Exactly.
zing.
That's what. So that's why I was curious if you're talking about.
But
Season 2's next year.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, with anime that a manga comes after it, like,
whoa.
do you guys still think the manga is better?
Wait, is there an example?
examples? Yeah.
Like Gurren Lagann or Fully Fully. I think those are the only two that come to mind.
I would expect the anime to be better because it's
Why
the
though?
original.
So you're saying it's
OG.
whatever comes first?
Yeah, because it's just a copy of it at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, but
But
can't
I
they
feel-
add on to it and make it better?
Yeah, I think
It
there's.
depends on how much work they're willing to put into it.
But I mean, like you were saying before, in manga you can get, or I think maybe it was you, Eric, that you can get more detail.
I've never read Gurren Lagann, so I can't.
I've
answer
never.
the
I
question.
tried watching it and I
Yeah.
couldn't get into it.
I don't know. Personally, I mean, I think you can have a manga that's better than the anime because in manga you can add more details into it without the constraint of like the budget and the production time
Oh, yeah,
and
that's true.
what she.
Terraformers? Has anyone watched that?
No.
Or read
No.
it? It was very censored and slow in the anime.
Why are you so quiet?
Terraformers was very censored and slow in the anime. Unless
Censored how?
Like this guy, like for example, if a bug like a cockroach like fucking took off his arm, you'll see like a black smudge on the screen in the anime. Like, what?
Instead of blood.
Instead of blood?
Instead of like showing the actual dismembered arm.
Yeah.
Was there a manga to it?
Yeah. I
Was
wonder
it
if
the
they
same
made
style?
like an uncensored version of the anime actually.
Who knows?
I don't know anymore. It depends is the answer to this whole podcast.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
It sounds like a recommendation. Like, if you like this version more, go. These ones are the ones. Haikyuu, this, and this.
Haikyuu.
Yeah,
Better
no.
off watching it.
I think so too. I think it's personally just down to your own personal opinion or like the way you enjoy the story. Because like for like Haikyuu or any like sports anime really, except for maybe Slam Dunk, but I've never seen or read that.
Yeah,
I think it definitely translates better in anime because there's motion involved, and so it's easier to follow than just having a frame by frame
Yeah.
Right.
like paneled manga. But if you look like My Hero or like a very complex story, maybe like One Piece, where you need to be able to take in the details, then manga or like even like light novel
Yeah.
would be better to consume.
Like Durarara,
Oh, yeah.
I was really into the anime.
Yeah.
And then I got really into the novels. And then years later, they finally made season 2, and I was like, this sucks, because I already knew the novels. So I guess I had high expectations, and they failed me.
Maybe that's the case for Boku no Hero as well.
But do you think that's because you already knew the story, so you had preset expectations for the anime?
I think your imagination is just really like good.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I read
think
manga-
that's the moral of this episode.
when I read
Your
manga, I literally
headcanons are
watch
too
it
big.
in my head.
Yeah. Sometimes when I read
Sometimes it's
manga,
even
I also
colored.
get stuck on that page, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so fucking.
Yeah.
And then it takes me like 10 minutes to flip the page. I'm like, oh my
You're
god.
just so stuck on this one panel.
Yeah.
So that could be why.
I think it's also how it's written. If you can actually like build your imagination around it.
In that case, wouldn't it be like headcanon-y?
What do you
Like,
mean?
would maybe you delve too much into it? Like maybe you're reading too much into it.
Hey,
What do you mean?
Like
you're-
drawing facts that aren't actually presented there.
Possibly.
Like,
Do you have an example?
like you're basically the animation studio.
I don't know.
You are
Like yeah,
your
like
animation
that.
studio.
Like that. Kind of like I don't know, you're
Well, then if the animation studio
page is
does
right
that,
there.
does that make it canon? Since
No,
it's been animated?
it doesn't. So it means they're doing what we're doing, except they actually get to show other people.
They actually get paid for it.
yeah. Like there's plenty of like fan fictions where you read it and it's like you feel like it's very out of character sometimes, and they kind of just go off on their own tangents. Maybe I don't know if they're like, you know, making their own
They
alternate
are.
universe thing, or maybe they want to stay true to it, but they see it a certain way.
Okay, but like shonen movies always deviate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's out of character. That's out of character. How dare you write Bakugo like that?
But that's also in like it's...
Wait, was the movie like
Wait,
that?
no,
Can't talk
I
about
haven't
the
seen
movie.
it yet.
Can't talk
I
about
haven't either.
There was a lot of moments
It is coming to
that was
theaters
out
soon.
of character.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just a
October?
shell of their character. Like, you can tell Horikoshi didn't write it.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't?
Obviously, he didn't.
But
I don't
he wa-
know.
He
How are you
wasn't
gonna say
like
obviously?
consulted or something. I feel like
Usually with, I think they just kind of go, oh, this happens, and then everything else is filled in by someone else.
But I feel like generally with anime movies like that are part of series, they typically are just like standalone
Those
things
are
because they're
AUs
never
in my
referenced at all. in, like,
Exactly.
the
That's
main
kind of like a
series.
fillery thing.
Yeah.
It's an AU.
That was the same with Bleach, with like its 4 or 5 movies. The same with Naruto, with its
Yeah.
like 4, 5, 7, 8, 10.
Naruto, with their trying to make Hinata and Naruto makes sense with their movie. They're like, so this is a whole movie showing why this ship
Why
is
they love each
ending.
other.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't buy it, you liar. Okay.
God, I just didn't like Naruto because he was crap at writing women.
Oh, I'm Sakura. I love Sasuke. Even though I haven't seen him for like 20 years, but I guess I still love him. Let's end the series and make a baby.
Wow. That's not how love works.
Especially when it's
Dang.
not. Especially when it's not even your daughter.
What do you
What?
Oh.
Wasn't it?
Wait, yeah.
No, it was her daughter. Stop.
Spoiler.
Wasn't it Karin's?
No, that was just
It was a
Oh, I
red,
heard about
red
that
herring.
before.
yeah, it was just a red herring. It was cleared up within like chapter 5.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, or like
Okay.
the
That I
4th or
heard.
5th episode. I don't know, whenever that was. Because I didn't read the manga.
I didn't even watch it.
It doesn't
Surprised
matter.
Naruto like did that. It's like, let's end with a happy ending. Everyone gets married. They all have one kid each.
And Naruto gets a dad haircut.
Naruto had 2 kids.
Yeah, he did have 2 kids.
What? It's not just burrito.
Burrito and salad?
It was Bolt and sunflower, and then Sasuke had salad. We deviated so bad there.
It's okay. It
You
happens.
gotta delete all of this.
No, we're keeping it in.
No.
But
Mixed emotions.
any final thoughts? Anime or manga? Which is better?
I was like full manga, but now I'm like, it depends.
Yeah, right? When we started this,
So-
I thought she was going to be like,
Yeah, I thought you were gonna argue.
Well,
how
because there are
manga
points
that
that
was
make a
on.
lot of sense, like Haikyuu. Except with My Hero, I will fight for the manga to the death.
I mean, I agree. I think if
I love the
well, I
manga.
don't know because I don't know if Horikoshi, like with My Hero, if he works with the studio. Because like,
don't
so
know.
for one of my
He-
favorite series, like Ancient Magus Bride,
Mm-hmm.
the author works with the studio, and it's like panel for panel, like
wow.
I don't
amazing.
know.
Yeah.
He wrote a tweet once that was like, "Oh, this part's going to be starting to get a little different from the manga, and I apologize."
Can you? Which one was it? What was it?
I don't
Wait,
know.
which
It was a long time ago. This was like season 1.
So then he does work with them,
He
or
kinda
he's like,
something.
okay, this
He's
is fine.
notified
I
of
don't
it, apparently.
I think he tries to work with it. But I don't really know. I don't know anymore.
As someone who apologized for it, it sounds like he cares a lot.
He does. He's so cute.
Well, I think they
Yeah.
want their story told correctly.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I would hope so.
Like,
Who
I,
would just leave
That's why I think it
their
depends.
story
Like,
with them?
if you want more detail, I say go manga. If you
Yeah,
want
that
more
experience is
immersive,
like- yeah.
more
Plus
immersive,
fillers that may or may not be.
and you have the time to watch it, then I say go anime.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Because Gekkan Shoujo,
Yeah.
I like both. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
I like both for Boku no Hero as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I don't think there's one right answer. That's why.
Yeah.
It's
I think I'm just too much of a.
wow.
Okay, you
Fetchy's
haven't
input.
spoken. Like, all.
Whoa,
that
you're
means the
still
whole
here,
conclusion.
Fetchy?
The whole
Yeah.
conclusion has to be
Fetchy,
fetchy.
sum it up for us.
Sum it up for us.
Oh, but I like anime, so so all your 4 versus 1. It depends. Oh, but I like anime.
You don't even watch Boku.
Hey, yeah, my brother doesn't like reading
It's
manga
'cause
at all.
Yeah, I have friends that like.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, is it dubbed yet? Because if it's not dubbed, I'm not watching it. Like,
Well,
you should-
that's a whole
So
nother
dub and sub.
that's a whole nother
Yeah,
debate. Yeah.
But-
Yeah, my
sub
brother
versus
doesn't. He's like lazy. He doesn't want to read.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm lazy, I watch them. Not because I like it, but when I'm lazy.
Oh.
Me and my brother
Still
rewatch
sub.
them.
Still sub, but I think because for me reading makes me tired, so it's easier to just put on the anime and just like lie down.
But I mean, you still have to read.
So that's like
subtitles.
line.
That's true. If I'm super tired, then I put on dubbed.
Yeah, when I'm super tired, put on
Or if you're working on something.
Yeah. Like cosplay.
Yeah, exactly.
You cosplay.
Is this Coma cosplay? Like, oh my god.
What?
All right. So yeah, for me, it's both of them. Like, but for me, like, I don't read a manga unless I really like the anime. So
And want to get to know more.
Same.
yeah,
Damn.
Agreed. Agreed.
Damn,
Snaps.
I'm the opposite.
there you go.
Because I need to know what's going on. And then if I really like it, then I'll spend time and actually sit down and watch 20 minutes per episode.
For me, it's
Because I got
easier.
things to do.
It's easier to access anime for me
That is true.
than the manga because, like,
It's also cheaper.
yeah, because you have to, actually.
Unless, well, no, if you find manga online.
Yeah, because I was trying desperately to find Bleach after the anime, because after the anime they kept going for the manga,
What are you laughing at?
and I was desperately trying to look for it, but everything was like copywritten, so I couldn't find it, so I had to buy it. I'm just like,
No, the horror.
That racks up a lot of money if it's like
Yes.
yeah, I bought like
hundreds of
3.
volumes.
Yeah,
So you're anime?
I am anime. I'm both, but I lean towards anime way more.
Agreed with me. I think both are great, and it's like whatever you have the time for or the money or what you prefer. But personally, I prefer anime.
Chi.
She
I think I like both, but I would have to go with anime.
Wow, I'm the only one.
Because like
Let's convert Annie.
I'm
Yeah.
different. Yeah, I'm different.
I only
different.
fight for
Yeah, I'm
manga if I
different.
already read.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
personal bias.
wait.
Yeah.
So manga ruins the anime, but anime doesn't ruin the manga.
That's
Yeah.
because the manga's better.
Yeah. So what's it called?
So you guys are just choosing to be blind.
Yeah. So we're just choosing to be blind.
No.
Oh, ignorance is bliss.
Wait, what is bliss?
Ignorance.
All right, I think we are going to call that a wrap.
Yes.
So, thank you guys for joining me on this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for having us.
For all you guys at home or wherever you're listening to this, if you have any
Toilet.
on the toilet, yeah,
Eric.
That's where I'm going to be listening to it.
okay. But if you have any questions for us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at a Talk About It Podcast, or send us an email at a talkaboutitpodcast@gmail.com. And until then, we will talk again soon. Bye. Bye. Be back.
Bye, Nara.